All right, today's July 21st, 24. Been a long time since I made a video, about 3 months since I got out of the car hauling. Been a little depressed about it. I still do have this 550 here. I'm up in the air if I want to sell it or keep it. I ain't no need to sell it, but I ain't really got no use to keep it either. I sold the trailer about a month after I listed it. And the trailer was kind of funny because one guy gave me a deposit on it. And I told him, you know, how the fifth wheel was set up on it. And he gave me a deposit and he came and got it. Or he came to get it. And I told him, you know, the neck sets low. He came with a 3500 Dodge and they set up in the air, pretty high in the air in the back anyway. And he had a fifth wheel in the back of it that was almost even with the top of the bed sides, so it wouldn't fit. So I had to relist it, and I gave him his deposit back. And then about a week after that, this other guy writes me, and he wants it, and I made sure, you know, he had the right fifth wheel for the truck, and he assured me he did. He came and he had the same setup as the guy at the Dodge. But the difference is this guy said if he thinks that I could, if I thought I could get it hooked to the fifth wheel, he was gonna take it. So I came home and got a Ford jack, and we jacked it up, and he took it. I ain't heard a word from him since, so he must love it. And then I think some guy watched the YouTube channel or he subscribed to it. He bought all the stuff on the back of it. I think he was from Charleston, North Charleston, or Summerville. But he drove up here, and we loaded it up. And I think I gave him a heck of a deal too. He got everything except for the fuel tank. My friend Travis got the fuel tank. I'm gonna get ready to paint the bed sides here, or the bed rails, not the bed sides, the bed rails, and where all that stuff's set. The truck's been sitting here for about 3 weeks, maybe. It does need the tires on it. And I bought a smoke machine. I'm gonna see if I can find where that turbo's leaking out at. The tires still got some tread on the back of them. I hate to even take them off but if I keep the truck, I'll build me a flatbed for it. But if somebody comes with the money to buy it, I'll sell it too. I got some other plans I'd like to do. Right now, I kind of would like to sell it and take the money that's left over from, because I still owe some on it, but to take the money from the payoff and buy a 90s 3500 Chevrolet truck, 4-door. Let's see if this thing will crank right up. It ain't been cranked in about 3 weeks. I'm gonna drive it down the dirt road right here. If you go down the dirt road to the left, you'll go down the road about, I don't know, a little bit before half a mile. You can make a right. You're on an asphalt road, but it used to be a dirt road up to about a month ago. That's the road I used to park my trailer on. And they got an old tractor trailer garage down there, and we'll make a U-turn down there and come back. I just want to drive it a little bit, and then I was going to park it out here beside that tree right there and paint the frame rail. So what have I been doing? Something that was unexpected. So when I quit hauling cars, it was unexpected. I didn't want to do it, but I was kind of forced out of it with the price of everything and the money. I kind of really been out of business for the last year, and I've been holding on to everything I had. And I ran a credit card up last year, staying in business. This is what happens when you have a leader running the country that don't know what he's doing. But I did get a job. Now the job that I got was it's unexpected, but I'm kind of liking it, except I work a lot of days, which don't bother me. But I do miss the road. If I could go back on the road today, I'd be on it today. I miss it a lot. But right now, I started hauling mail. in a rural area. And so I haul it in the country, or transport in the country. I do a mail route. I don't have my own route. I just kind of relief the other ones. It takes you a couple years to get your own route if you stay. My office, I don't know. They say it won't take that long. But this right here job, if you're in your 20s, I recommend getting it, because 25 years after you get a route and become full-time, you can retire. So I'd recommend it. My mom and stepdad picked this CRV up for me, and then I done accepted the job. You have to have your own vehicle. They picked this up for $1,500, and I paid them back, and I put tires on it. And other than that, I've been driving this to deliver the mail. It's perfect for what I use it for. And I bought me some pedals for the passenger side, and I installed them. And honestly, I'm making more money running mail than what I was transporting cars for the last 3 months of what I was hauling cars. The car business dropped off a lot last year or the year before, and I don't think it's really picked back up. Proof of that is you don't see no Hanson and Atkins trucks on the road no more. I'm gonna get ready to drive this truck down the road. Be right back. Alright, we're going to try to drive this down here to the garage without my phone calling somebody. When I get back, I'm going to park it beside the tree in our driveway and try to paint the frame rails on it. I want to try to paint the frame rails and take the black intake box that sits on top of the motor off. Now, I bought this smoke machine, and I was going to go into the back pressure sensor of the right side up pipe and try to put it in there to see if I can find the exhaust leak. I've took pictures of the clamps and where the pipes meet, and they look perfect. But when you put a load on it, like a trailer with a car on it, it pulls them, but you can hear the difference of it if you're trying to get on the throttle. When my last trip to Florida I took, when I turned the truck off in Darien, Georgia, the turbo made a grind, and I've had one go out before, and they'll leave you stranded. But I still, with that grind, knowing my friends live close by, I still did a couple of loads to Greensboro from Charleston area, and then I put the turbo on, and then I did a load Greensboro, maybe 2 loads, I can't remember, but you could tell the truck wasn't right. I mean, it pulled 3 cars up there and 3 cars back. You just could tell. And that USPS job, I was actually just fooling around on the internet and applied for it, and then they'll send you like an email, say you're hired if you accept, stuff like this, and just putting around, and I did it. And then I just went to the little school that they had because I wasn't doing anything else. Then I took the job. You have to find, if you're doing a rural route, you have to use your own vehicle, but when you do that, you're getting paid, it's either 92 cents or 96 cents a mile to use that. So that's a pretty good check, but you need to use that check to service your vehicle and buy gas. If I was definitely in my 20s, that's where I would go, just knowing that I could retire early and be done and with no worry. On this truck, I don't know if I want to sell it or keep it. One minute I want to sell it, and the next minute I want to keep it, but I really have no use for keeping it except for the memories. And then I want to buy another car trailer, like a 1 car or 2 car, just to haul my personal stuff. But then again, I'd like to have 90s, 2000 crew cab Chevrolet dually with a 454 in it. I used to have one. I'd like to have one of those because that'll transport any car that I want to haul anywhere I want to go. And I've done this trip right here, just to the garage right here. It's on the right hand side. I've done it a couple of times in the last 3 months to keep this truck going. Just turning it on. When I had it listed, I only had one person to come look at it, and he was actually from Texas. This is a garage right here for semi trucks. If you're ever in the Loris area, or Conway or Myrtle Beach, that I don't know if he's just contracted out to do regular clients. It's usually the same stuff that sits here, but where I live, there's no diesel mechanics, and they'll all lie to you, and I wouldn't trust any of them in this area. That's one reason I kind of got out of it too, is because I took my truck to a couple of garages and they was taking my money from me, and then they're just telling me to drop it off. They would just never tell me what was wrong with it. They just wanted to say, well, we got to tear it all apart, then we'll tell you. See, it boosts up real good. It's just when you put a load on it, you can tell it. But it will pull the load. So hopefully I can find where it's leaking a little bit of air. It's more or less like, it's not a whistle, it's like a suck noise that comes out of it. And I thought it was on the intake side, but I pressured the intake side of it and nothing. I'm thinking it may be a up pipe or maybe a EGR pipe even. So if you used to go straight around this corner, just right by where that little house with the red roof is, right in front of him is where I used to park my trailer. He's actually the one that owned the land that I parked my trailer on. If I keep the truck, I'll build me a flatbed. And I might start doing that in a couple of weeks' time if I keep it. I'm going to change my channel around a little bit of the other stuff that I like to do. There's a lot of stuff that I like to do and go to. And I'm going to start recording some of that stuff. I've been depressed having to give up hauling cars. I'm kind of coming out of it now. Now that I know what I'm doing at my new job. And I figured it out a little bit more than what I did when I started. Park it right here, and then later I'll move Kristen's van and pull the intake off of it and get ready to do that smoke machine. The smoke machine I ordered came off of eBay. It had real good reviews, and it uses that I'll have to go in there and look. It uses some kind of baby lotion to make the smoke. I can't remember the name of the lotion right off, but I know it's oily as everything though, and but it produces the smoke. But I haven't even opened the smoke machine up. I ain't had time. But I'm going to do that too. And when I do it, I'll film that also. Alright, I'm gonna paint the frame rail here real quick and try to move it up to where that van's parked up there, and maybe pull the intake off. Got my frame painted. I'm gonna do the smoke test on it. Maybe tomorrow. This is a factory harness, well, wires. When the guy came and bought the back part kit, I just cut it. So I'm gonna rewire that. All right. I'm gonna try to do a smoke test on it tomorrow and see where it's smoking at. And video it. I'm gonna start trying to make this channel interesting again. I do miss hauling them cars though. All right, until next time.